Every year, it claims more lives of American women than breast cancer and all other cancers combined. In fact, it's the #1 killer of men and women in America year after year after year. Hi, and welcome to Lifeworks PRMC. I'm Roger Fallabout, the Director of Community Relations at Peninsula Regional Medical Center. On the program today, we're talking about heart disease, how to detect it, can you prevent it, and what role does exercise play in keeping us healthy? With us today is Molly Ryman, who is an exercise physiologist at the Guerreri Heart and Vascular Institute at Peninsula Regional Medical Center. And Molly, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you here. Let's begin by learning about the risk factors of heart disease.
Sure. There are a variety of different risk factors. One of the major ones is blood pressure. To start, it's really important that you know what your blood pressure is and get it checked by your physician regularly. A good blood pressure to have is 120/80 is suggested. Also, another risk factor is cholesterol.
How often should you have both checked?
Cholesterol should be at least once a year, as well as blood pressure. If you know you're at high risk for blood pressure, if you have a family history of high blood pressure, then you should get it checked monthly, regularly with your physician.
Got it.
If you have high cholesterol, that'll put you at risk for a heart attack or heart disease. Good cholesterol numbers, your total cholesterol should stay around 200 or less. And then another good number to be aware of is your HDL, or the good cholesterol, and that should be 60 or above.
We talk about risk factors. There are really a couple, right? There's modifiable and non-modifiable risk factors. Can you explain what each are?
Sure. The non-modifiable risk factors are ones that you can't change, that you have no control over. So, for example, your family history and your age. If you have a family history of a heart attack or heart disease, then you're more at risk. For men, if you are older than 45, then you're more at risk, and if you're a woman and you're older than 50, then you're more at risk.
So, what can we do to lower our risk of heart disease?
You can exercise. If you exercise 30 minutes a day, you'll be more likely to not have a heart attack. And if you don't smoke, smoking is also a risk factor. It's very important to stay away from smoking. Quit if you can. And even secondhand smoke is important to stay away from. So if you have friends or family that smoke, try to encourage them to quit. And also just eating a healthy diet, lots of fruits and vegetables and whole grains. Is
it the same for men and women?
Your risk for heart disease is about the same. Women are more at risk just because they don't experience the same symptoms as men.
Let's talk about some signs and symptoms of heart disease. What are they?
You can experience chest pain. You can experience back or jaw pain, pain going down your arm, shortness of breath, lightheadedness, dizziness, things like that. So if you do experience them, you want to make sure that you call 911 right away.
Do a lot of people mistake them for something else?
Yes, indigestion is #1. You can have, a lot of the women, for example, will experience that burning sensation and the chest tightness, but just attribute it to indigestion. So it's really important. If you do experience these symptoms regardless, man or woman, you should call your doctor, let them know, or call 911 if it's really bad.
Sure. You know, and a lot of people probably say to themselves, you know, it's probably just something I ate. Don't want to bother the emergency department team with this. I'd be embarrassed to go in. You really shouldn't be embarrassed, because getting it checked, getting it seen, getting that help within the first hour is really critical, right?
Right, exactly. So even if you do experience any of these symptoms, it's important to call 911 and let them know you're experiencing heart attack symptoms and you're having chest pain, and they will know what to do right away.
Sure.
So the sooner you get in to see someone, the better. It's better to be safe than sorry.
Absolutely. And we talked a bit about it, but risk factors and signs and symptoms differing for men and women, is it really that significant?
Well, typically a man will have the more common symptoms like you see on TV, so heavy chest pain and pain down your arm. But women sometimes have chest pain, but also have tightness in their back, in their jaw, will have nausea or dizziness, fatigue, and palpitations in the heart. So they sometimes will will not really think that they're having a heart attack, and it will go unnoticed.
Sure. Most important thing for men and women, don't ignore it, right?
Right, exactly.
Regardless.
Exactly.
How will I know if I'm at risk for heart disease, and is it easy to know if I'm at risk for heart disease?
Knowing your numbers is key, so knowing your blood pressure, knowing your cholesterol, knowing your BMI, your body mass index. You can find out those things through your physician, and they can, keep you on track. And if those things are high, you want to make sure that you do take steps to lower them. If you have a family history, it's important to know your family history. If you are diabetic, you're more at risk, so knowing your blood sugar is really important as well.
And we talked about the importance of knowing your numbers, and knowing what they are and carrying those with you, because not always will the physician who sees you, if you're out of town, know what those numbers are. So it's really not only important to have it done, but to know what they are and to carry those with you, right?
Right, exactly. And you should always carry a list of your medications as well. Is really important, especially if you are out of town and see someone that you're not normally with. One
of the unique things we have at Peninsula Regional that I really like, that we've had for a few years now, is our Women's Heart Program.
Yes.
Can you talk about what that is?
Sure. It's a program for women specifically to make them aware of their risk for heart disease. It is an appointment. We come in and you meet one-on-one with a staff member, and we do a full screening risk assessment. We do a 12-part screening. We do blood pressure, cholesterol, bone density, grip strength, flexibility. We check your body composition. We also check your cholesterol, your glucose, fasting glucose, and your HDL cholesterol. And we'll check the blood pressures in your arms and legs and do a coronary risk assessment. It's a questionnaire on the computer, and we talk about your diet, your exercise habits, your sleep habits, and it'll give you an idea of where you fall, if you're low, moderate, or high risk for each risk factor of heart disease.
How long does it take to get the test done?
It takes roughly an hour. We also do an EKG, and that will get faxed to your doctor as well. If you have a primary care doctor, one of our medical physicians will review the EKG to make sure that you're safe to exercise and it looks okay.
We mentioned at the beginning of the show as well that heart disease is the #1 killer of women. I think a lot of women associate breast cancer, because of all the publicity that it gets, and rightfully so, with being one of the most serious health factors and risk factors that they can have, which it is. But still, the education about heart disease and making sure the women get in and participate in this program is critical, correct?
Yes, and we have women that come year after year for the screening. We keep your results so we can compare and see if things have drastically changed or improved. And the program is free, which is so great because we can offer it to anyone in the community free of charge.
Yeah, that's terrific. Absolutely no cost. And if women are interested in learning more about the Women's Heart Program at Peninsula Regional?
You just call our cardiac rehab department. The number is 410-543-7026, and you make an appointment with our office staff there.
And you'll take care of everything, correct?
Yes, we do.
That's perfect. Let's spend a little time now talking about exercise and the importance of exercise, since that's your specialty, in maintaining good health.
Yes, it's very important to exercise to keep good health, lower your risk for heart disease, cancer, diabetes, among other diseases. So it's just really great to stay active as you can.
What is the daily recommended amount of exercise that we should all be participating in?
30 minutes a day is minimum to get 5 days a week. So if you can get 150 minutes a week, break it up, do 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, trying to get that full 30 minutes each day.
Is it easy to do 30 minutes of exercise? I mean, we all have busy schedules, but we can find the time to do it, right?
It's easy if you build it into your schedule, just like you brush your teeth every morning and every night. Just fit in that exercise 30 minutes a day. Make it a part of your daily routine.
Absolutely. What would you recommend to someone who knows that they need to exercise, but have not been someone who has been active in participating in an exercise program? What recommendation would you make to them to get going?
Well, I would say start out really slow, take it easy, and set your goals pretty small. Just take baby steps. Start with walking. Walking is one of the easiest forms of exercise you can do. And all you need is a good pair of shoes. You don't need to spend money to join a gym. You can just go outside in your neighborhood, grab a workout buddy. It's a lot easier to work out with someone than it is to go by yourself. So definitely start slow and start with a walking program.
And walking is really great exercise,
It
right?
is, yes. It's just, just as equal as running. If you go 60 minutes for a walk versus 30 minutes for a run, you're roughly, getting the same benefits of the exercise
Wow,
either
that's
way.
great. That's really great. I'm the classic example of the guy who will start an exercise program, be committed to it for a few months, and then I start slacking off.
Yeah.
And before you know it, the 15 pounds that I've worked so hard to take off is back on again.
Yeah.
So what recommendations would you have for guys like me or anyone who really has trouble sticking to that exercise program? I mean, you really want to do it, but you can't find the time, something gets in the way,
Yeah.
and then before you know it, it's been 2 or 3 weeks since you've been at the gym or been out walking.
Yeah, just try and find something that you love to do. If working out is a chore for you, it's going to be a lot harder to stick with it. So if you're someone who likes to dance, try a Zumba class because you'll be more likely to stick with it. If you like to be in groups, try joining an exercise class or walking, meet weekly with a walking club or walking group, and you'll be more likely to stay with it, and you're more accountable that way.
Do you find that a lot of people will stick with the program too if they have somebody to exercise with?
I do, yes. Some of our classes that we offer at the hospital, we are group classes, and a lot of the participants that come together, and they are more likely to come when they know the other person will be there too.
And if interested in learning about those exercise classes at Peninsula Regional, they can call Cardiac Rehab
Yes,
again?
Exactly.
Same number as before?
Same number, yes.
Okay. All right. They tell me that getting started is easy. I'm going to make you prove that, Molly. Can you demonstrate for us some of the chair exercises that we can all do at home or even at work when we have time?
Yes, so it's important to remember that whenever you do an exercise program, you always want to warm up and cool down.
Right.
So before I show you some exercises with the band, I'm going to show you some warming up exercises you can do just sitting at your desk chair. You can start with marching, okay, and you just want to sit up nice and tall and ab muscles pulled in. You can push those arms straight in and out, working your chest muscles. And you can also do bicep curls, so you're multitasking here, marching and raising your arms up to your shoulders.
Working a bunch of different muscles too, right?
Yep, and you can do some shoulder rolls. Okay, so a lot of times people all get stiff by sitting, at their desk, typing a lot.
Right.
So this is good for shoulder work. Okay, and you can do some neck rolls as well, back and forth. Okay, and then when you're ready to grab your band.
And that's all very simple stuff.
Yes, it's very easy.
And low impact kind of stuff.
Yeah,
too,
and
right?
these bands are very inexpensive. You can get them at Walmart or at your local Marshalls or Target.
Sure.
First exercise
give you a little room there. Sorry.
I'm going to do is put the band underneath my feet so it's nice and secure. I'm going to hold the band in my hands with the palms up, and you're going to curl your arms straight up towards your shoulders. This is going to work your bicep.
How many reps of these should we do?
You can do 10 to 12 of these if you're a beginner, okay, 15 if you're more advanced.
Sure. One set?
1 to 2 is fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and then the different bands, they're different colors and they have different resistance. So if this is easy for you, you can always increase your resistance level by changing the color of your band. Okay, and taking it out from your feet, you can wrap it around your hands, hold it out at your chest level, and bring it to the side, and this will work your chest and your arms. Okay, you can do 10 to 12 of these as well. Okay.
And again, a couple of sets of those maybe?
Couple, yep.
Okay.
And then again, another exercise is behind your back, okay, right underneath your arms. And you're going to hold the band tight so you have some good resistance, and then push the band straight out from your chest, and this will work your chest muscles. So if you're not great at doing push-ups, this will help get you there.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And then another one you can do, this one you'll have to sit right to the edge of your chair.
Okay.
And you're going to put the band behind your back, hold your arms straight up overhead, and this is going to work that back of the arm. So you're going to hold it tight behind your back and extend your arms straight up and lower down.
Okay, again, 10 to 12?
Yes.
Couple of sets?
Yep. And it's just important when you're doing these to remember that you're stretching afterwards, and you can do these right at your desk at work. Take a 15-minute break and do these exercises and then get back to work.
Yeah,
and you feel refreshed.
That's terrific. And you don't need a whole lot of space to do this either.
No, not at all.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, the number one takeaway from this program about exercise that you'd like everyone to remember?
That it's really easy to do, and it's important to do to maintain your health. Find something that you love and stick with it, and don't give up.
Terrific. And again, if someone is interested in learning more about the Women's Heart Program at Peninsula Regional, or the exercise classes we offer?
You can call 410-543-7026.
Molly, thank you so much for being on the
you.
show. It's been great to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate all this knowledge that we've learned about heart disease and exercise
Thank
today.
you.
And thank you as well for being a part of the program here on PAC 14. Great to have you with us as always. As I tell you every show, we're looking for great ideas and we'd love to hear from you. So please give me a call at the hospital at 543-7142. That's area code 410. Or you can always email me at roger.fallabout@peninsula.org. Love to hear what you'd like to see us do here on Lifeworks PRMC. Until we see you next time, thanks very much for joining us. Thanks to all of our friends here at PAC 14 for the time in the studio, and we'll talk to you again very soon.